All right. So I just think this is just hilarious. So there's this guy that I work with, and he was telling me today that he's got uni placement. And this guy is studying nursing. What type of guy studies nursing? What type of man wants to be a nurse anyway? But he's studying nursing and he's got placement for the next 3 weeks. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have placement for the next 3 weeks, so I'm just trying to work as much as possible so I can, have money so I can make it through placement, all right. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I'm gonna be staying in Melbourne, so I'm gonna need I'm gonna need money. I'm like, isn't uni gonna supply you with accommodation, food, and transport? Aren't they gonna pay for this? And he's like, oh no, they don't do any of that. I was like, so how much are you getting paid for placement? And he's like, oh well, no, I'm not. You don't get paid. I was like, what? You don't get paid for working? So you're gonna be working for free? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, and why I'm even saying this is because it's so funny. It's 3:00 now. I just thought this was hilarious. I'm like, that's a fucking scam. That's a fucking scam. So you mean to tell me that you're paying nearly $100,000, $100,000? You're 19. You're $100,000 in debt to work for free? What? What type of scam? I'm like, that's a fucking scam, bro. Uni's a fucking scam. And he's like, oh yeah, Uni's. He was like, yeah, I know, right, bro. Bro, what are you doing? Hold on. You actually know it's a scam? You're not supposed to agree with me. You're supposed to say, oh well, actually. He knows it's a scam. And anyway, I just think it's so funny because I'm sitting here. It's 3:40 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. And I'm sitting here sending emails where I have a 0% guarantee of making any money. The only way that I'm guaranteed to make money through these emails is if I just never give up. Compared to him, where he goes and does 3 weeks of unpaid work and he's guaranteed to get a steady paying job. It's in the medical industry, so it probably is going to pay all right. So he works for 3 weeks for free, and he's guaranteed a good job. I see that. I'm like, nah, bro, that's a fucking scam. Don't do that. That's a scam. Send emails instead. And I'm sitting here on a Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. and I'm sending emails to people who I don't even know if they're going to respond. They're probably going to tell me to go get fucked. And I've got a 0% chance of ever making any money from it. The only way that I'm guaranteed to make money from this is if I just never give up trying to make money from what I'm doing. That's literally it. I might not make money from the emails, but it's going to take maybe, 10,000 emails for me to send. But even then, I'm just probably sending the wrong emails to the wrong people. I know that this shit works. You just got to figure it out. But if you look at progress for what it is, if I just look at my journey, let's say I'm sending the wrong emails. Mind you, this week alone, I have sent 984 emails. Yeah, I've sent 984 emails. Each one of those leads is handpicked by me. None of this buying leads, these scraping tools, none of that. Because I'm still starting out, I need to make sure that who I'm targeting are the right people. I can't just start blasting out fucking cold emails to just a bunch of random people who I've got no idea about. My emails are personalized. I've sent nearly 1,000 emails in the last 7 days, and I'm in the midst of sending my 50 today. So if it's 984, 10 in today that I haven't sent, that means that's going to be 994 already that'll be sent, plus another 40. That's going to be 944. 944. 1,044 emails in the last 7 days by the end of tonight. 1,044 emails. Out of 1,000 emails, you know how many responses I've got this week? 2. One person told me to get fucked, and the other person said that they do want to chat. Sick. I don't think. Nah, bro, you shouldn't go study and go to placement where you're guaranteed to get a good paying job. You shouldn't do that. Instead, you should send 1,000 emails with no guarantee of anyone ever responding. As a matter of fact, you'll be lucky if you get 2 people to respond. Now, mind you, that's terrible. So that's That's like 300 and 300 and something total contacts, and then 3 rounds of follow-ups. So initial follow-up, second follow-up, and they haven't reached, because it's the first week still, they haven't reached the 3rd round of follow-up. So right now they're 2 rounds in to the follow-ups, like 300 and something fresh contacts. So really I've hand scraped like 300 and something fresh contacts, and then they're in the outreach pipeline now. Anyway, the follow-up pipeline, sorry. Anyway, I just think it's fucking so funny that he's guaranteed to go get a job, and I'm like, nah, it's a scam, bro. And I've got no guarantee of ever making any money from what I'm doing right now, other than the fact that I'm counting on myself never to give up. Because the only way that the work that I'm doing now, the only way it amounts to nothing is if I give up. The only way the work that I'm doing right now for free amounts to $0 is if I give up. In one way or another, I almost chop my balls off. Anyway, that's the only way. That's the only way what I'm doing right now means nothing, is if I give up, which I never will. Because that just ain't me. I'm not interested in guarantee. I'm not interested in guarantees. I don't know if this shit's going to work. I don't know if the next email that I'm sending is going to, someone might report it and send my email to spam, and the next 50 emails won't even land in anyone's inbox. Like, there's no guarantee of this ever working. I'm just counting on myself to never give up, so that if what I'm doing right now is wrong, if what I'm doing right now is wrong, then I just need to go, like, if my journey is one straight line, then me fucking up and munching shit and doing the wrong thing for a certain amount of time is just a stage, it's just a period that I just have to go through. Like, so if I'm doing the wrong thing right now, then I'm counting on myself to not give up, so that I find out eventually that I'm doing the wrong thing. Make sense? Anyway, so I just thought it was so funny. I'm just like looking at the traditional path, and I'm like, that's a fucking scam. You're going to work for 3 weeks unpaid. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to pay because you need to pay for uni and stuff. You're paying to work for 3 weeks. That's a scam, my G. That's a scam. And then there's me over here. Mr. No Guarantee. Someone will look at this and they'll be like, oh, he's wasting his time. Because I'll never give up. Anyway. Thought that was funny. Anyway, he's studying to be a nurse, so I'm not surprised that he's wasting his time. What type of man wants to be a nurse? Bruv. Go to an oil rig. Start working on the mines. I don't know. Do concreting or something, Or if you're smart, fucking start an online business. Like, or at least go be like a boxer or something cool. Or both. I can run a business and be a fucking pro fighter. Do them both. And be handsome and shredded and fucking funny and charismatic and just that guy. Come on now. Come on now. There's other ways, There's other ways. Like, and then today, another guy that I love doing this. I love doing this at work. Like, most people see normies and they like get pissed off and they're like, oh, well, this person's a fucking loser because they don't do anything. I like getting in these people's heads. Like, my friend sent me this video of this ex-recovered drug addict, and he's stopped taking drugs, and he's like documenting his sobriety on Snapchat for some reason, like on his Snapchat story. Anyway, so he's pretty fucked up. He's pretty early into his journey. I think he's like 2 weeks into being sober. So he's low-key like tweaking out still. And my mate sends it to me, and no, it wasn't even the junkie. It was this other guy. It was this guy. His name was Landon. His name was Landon, and he was doing like death metal in his room. He had like a death metal instrumental, and he's like, and he's like singing death metal. And I said to my friend, I sent him a voice message. I was like, people like that, people who are like just like so like weird. I'm so intrigued by them because they're so unique to me. They're so foreign. They're like an alien. Like, I just don't know how these people think. And when I'm working with weird people, like just like fucking weirdos, or I'm just working with the most plain average person ever, I just find them so interesting because they're so different to me. And although they're average, and although they're weird, and they make me feel uncomfortable, uncomfortable. All right, I take that back immediately. My dad would fucking look at me like this. What type of man says he's uncomfortable? Who's just like, there's the weirdos, and then there's like the super fucking normal people. I'm like neither of them. I'm probably more likely, I feel more affinity to the fucking weirdos. Anyway, but I digress. When I'm working with these people, I just like to ask them questions, just to like get in their head to like understand, like just try and understand them, because like I just don't understand them. And so I was working with, just the most average guy ever today, just so average. And he's just so boring and just so fucking vanilla. He's just like a vanilla square. He's just standard, stock standard. I asked him, I was like, Lockie, what's your dream car today? Well, I work with two Lockies, and if Toll Lockie ever sees this, I'm not talking about you, Lockie, with a W. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a different Lockie. Anyway. Lockie, what's your dream car? I'd like to see what one of those Teslas are like. Really? A Tesla? Out of everything, a Tesla? Yeah, I'd like to see what one of those sporty electric cars are like. What the fuck? And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah. Or a Lamborghini. And I was like, all right, there we go. I was like, what type of Lamborghini? Huracan, Aventador? And he goes, oh, I don't know. And I was like, all right. And he was like, and then I was like really curious. I was like, do you ever think you're going to have a Lamborghini? Because I know I'm going to have Lambos. I know for a fact I'm going to have Lambos. Like, I know for a fact I'm going to have Lambos. And I was like, and I asked him, I was like, do you ever think you're going to have a Lambo? And he's like, and he goes, nah, probably not. And I was like, why? And he's like, too expensive. Implying that he's not going to have... How the fuck can you even live? How do you accept a reality where you just don't have everything you want? Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. I'm still yet to like... I don't get it. Hence why I was asking him the question. Like, why do you think you're never going to have a Lambo? Because I know for a fact I'm going to have a Lambo. I know for a fact I'm going to have Lambos. Lambos, Ferraris, McLarens, fucking, I don't know, Mercedes, BMW. I know I'm going to have it all. I know I'm going to have it. I know I am going to have it. So I'm sitting here trying to understand him. I'm like, what? How? How do you wake up? Like, how do you not just like take yourself out? Like, how do you not take yourself out? Like, how do you not do that? Waking up every morning, accepting that you're never going to have everything that you've ever wanted. How do you do that? How do you even live? Like, how do you not just like drive really fast and just like, I don't get it. I don't know how you wake up as a man and you're just like, hey, think about the things you want, that car you want, that type of girl that you want to have, I don't know, that boat you want, that trip you want to go on, that nice penthouse that you just want to wake up in. Like, I just don't know I don't know how people think about that type of stuff and just don't feel a sense of like absolute certainty that they're going to have it. That they will fucking do anything it takes, that they will cut their fingers off in order to get it. I don't understand how the fuck people breathe accepting that they aren't going to do what it takes to get what they want. And then bears the question, do they even want it? And most of the time it comes down to no, they don't actually want it. They just say they do, but they don't actually want it because they're not willing to sit here at fucking 3:50 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon while it's sunny outside and send emails instead. Instead of going outside, calling up your friends, going to the beach, having some fun, enjoying the weather. Instead of going out tonight and drinking and laughing and listening to music, instead of that, they're not willing to send emails instead. And I totally get it. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. When you put it like that, it sounds like, well, why would you send the emails? Because that's just the price that you need to pay. Like, that's just the unpaid emails. Like, the hours that I work right now for free, it's just the debt that I owe to the game for me to get enough experience to understand. Well, look, I might not be capable of... I might not be good enough to make $10,000 a month right now, but I'm good enough to try. Think about that. That's where I find my certainty. That's where I just don't have a problem with sending the emails. I might not be good enough to get a response from every single email that I send, but I'm willing to send 1,000 emails in a week. because I'm good enough to do that. I'm good enough to send 1,000 emails in a week and try to get a response. To get 2 responses. Out of 1,000 emails, I get 2 responses. I might not be good enough to get 1,000 responses, but I'm good enough to try. So I will. I don't get how other people, oh, well, I'm not good enough to do that. Yeah, $10,000 a month from a business would be good, but I just don't know how to do that. But you're good enough to fucking start to figure it out. You're good enough to start to figure it out. Start figuring it out. Like, I don't know how to articulate this. But I really try to often when I'm trying to explain getting started on something to someone. I just don't know how to, I'll really try and articulate it right now, but if you don't know what to do, if you have a goal and you don't know what to do, that is what you should be doing. Okay, let me restart that. If you have a goal and you don't know what to do, finding out what to do is what you should be doing. That is what you should be doing. There's at any given time, there is always like 1, maximum 2 things that you can do that are going to absolutely 100% move you forwards down the progress line. 100%. It's the 80-20 rule. At any time, at any given moment, for any goal, there is fucking 80 different things you could do, and only 20 of those things, there's 100 different things you could do. 80% of them will improve some metrics, but 20 of those things are going to absolutely 100% guaranteed to push you forwards. If you have a goal, if you want to land clients via cold email and you don't know which email is going to be, if you don't know which email template is going to be the one that gets you the most responses, finding out which email template gets you the most responses is what you should be doing. That is what you should be doing. That is what, there you go, bang. It's problem solved straight away. I want to start boxing, but I don't know how to start. Finding out how to start is like, you just fucking solved your own problem. Knowing what the problem is fucking like 80% of the work. Now you just have to solve it. Like, knowing what your problem is 80% of the work. You know that you don't know how to start boxing. So now find out how to start boxing. Anyway, I have trouble trying to articulate that because it's so simple, but it's just like, wait, so you mean to tell me that if I don't know what I should be doing, finding out what I should be doing is the one thing that I should be doing? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anyway, this is a bit of a random rant. It's a fucking Saturday. I'm in the middle of my emails, so I'm going to get back to it because it is my mum's birthday. So I want to finish my emails so I can go see my mum. God bless her. You know, for me to achieve enough in... no time is guaranteed. I overheard some guys talking last night. They just freshly turned 18, and they were basically all admitting that they're going to uni. And that they're not going traveling, and instead they're going to uni. Oh, but you know, we've got our whole life ahead of us. We've got our whole life ahead of us. Oh man, oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, we've got our whole lives ahead of us. No, you don't. That is not guaranteed. That is really... I love the optimism, boys, but that is absolutely not guaranteed. People disappear every day. Like, you're here one day, then you're gone. Like the next. In literally a moment. To think that you have your entire life ahead of you is exactly why you're not doing what you should be doing right now, and exactly why you just aren't pushing forwards as hard as you should be. Is because that's cope. To think that you have infinite time is cope. You look at the span of someone's life. The first 16 years, you're just figuring out how to even breathe. And then you've got probably from 18 to 60. You've got from 18 to 60. So let's just say from 20 to 60. You've got 40 solid years. You've got 40 solid years of life, and then you're just on the back end, you're dysfunctional again. To think that you have all this time in the world is very arrogant and very ungrateful, in my opinion. to assume that you're just going to have that much time is hubris. It's not real. Like, it is, that's not how it works. Anyway, I forgot what my point is, but really, it's just, I was talking about my mum. For me to achieve the things that I want to achieve in the time that I want to achieve them, to do the things that I want to do, for me to make enough money to provide for my family entirely, that doesn't mean that no one has to do anything, but for me to like spoil my family and really be the man, that guy, for me to become that type of man, there is so much work that I need to do. Like, there is so much work that I need to do. There's so much work that I need to do. And every hour, every email that I send is progress, it is an inch forwards towards that reality. That's true. So I don't care if it's sunny outside. Because if I spent my time working towards that future where I can be that man for my family, if I spent my last day on earth working towards that for a chance of becoming that man and for a chance of being able to do the things that I want to do for my family, if I spent my last day on earth just for a chance to be that guy, I would happily spend that. I would happily do that. I would happily spend my last day on earth working just for a chance to be that man for my family, compared to sitting in the sun. I think that's selfish. My purpose is more than me. It's much more than me. So I'm not interested in guarantees. I'm interested in chance. And then I'm interested in relying on myself to fucking pull it off. Because that's where we sit. Anyway, I'm going to keep sending these emails because they need to be sent.